Hi everyone! I hope you're all doing well and staying safe and overall just really healthy. So, my name is Elia Vaz. I am part of the Health Science Period 2 class. And I decided to take this class because I later in life want to go into working in medicine. And some of my goals would be I aspire to become a child life specialist because I just think that this is such a great career because you help kids cope with the current, illnesses you're going through, and I think it's a great thing. So, besides that, I also want to go to NSU, Nova Southeastern University, because I know they have a really great child life program. Um, so yeah. So, the first lab that I chose was wrapping items for the autoclave, and then a little bit about that. So, the autoclave itself is a machine that uses pressurized steam to sterilize equipment and supplies. And then what's so great about this is that it destroys all microorganisms, both pathogenic and non-pathogenic, which is why it's so great. So now when you're wrapping something for the autoclave, the first thing you want to do, like in most things in medicine, you want to make sure that your hands are washed and that you're wearing gloves for this. You're also going to want to take a look at whatever it is that you're wrapping and just make sure there's no bodily fluids on it, nothing like blood, no tissue, anything like that. And then one thing to keep in mind before you start wrapping is that if you're using a hinged instrument, this would be something like scissors, for example, between those blades, you want to place a cotton ball. What this does is it keeps the hinges open and it allows that steam to flow through, which just kind of sterilizes the inside as well, which is why that's super, super important. Then next thing you're going to do is you're going to place your muslin paper into a diamond shape. The way it's going to face you, it's going to be like a diamond shape. In the video in a few minutes where I show you how to do it, you'll see exactly how that looks. And you're going to want to use 2 sheets just in case one breaks. And then you're going to place your instrument in the center. So then next thing you're going to do is, along with your instrument, you're also going to place alongside it an indicator strip. What this is basically it's a little strip that changes color once the item has been sterilized. So if the strip comes out of the autoclave and it hasn't changed color, then that means the item wasn't properly sterilized and you would have to see what's wrong with the autoclave and then re-sterilize. But basically, again, what it does is you place it in there, and when you open the thing back up, if it changed color, that means it's sterilized well. So it just indicates that. So then you're going to start by folding the bottom side of that muslin paper up to the center, the first corner. And then you're going to turn your paper. It's very important that you turn it because you don't want to go over the instrument. You don't want it to contaminate. So then turn it as you go. And then you're going to bring up the final side, folding over the top of the pack and tucking it in, leaving a small corner exposed. So that one you're going to fold over, and then you're going to secure it with tape and make sure you label the date, the contents, and your initials. So you write the date because the item has a 30-day shelf life, meaning it'll stay sterile for 30 days. After those 30 days, you have to re-sterilize. You write the content just because if there's various little packages, you don't want to have to go through all of them to find what you're looking for. And then lastly, you write your initials so everyone knows it's yours and it's just easier to find. chose was the drop technique. So basically, the drop technique is used on anything like gauze pads or dressing or just any small items that come in packaging that is meant to keep them sterile. So since the item is dropped and it's never touched, and the inside is never touched, neither is the item, that item is sterile. So then, one really important thing to note is that you should be dropping this onto a sterile surface, because if you are dropping a sterile item onto a non-sterile surface, then it's no longer sterile. So just make sure it's a sterile surface. And then, so basically how this goes is, so the wrapper is slightly opened and held over that sterile field, and then you just pull out, making sure that your fingers are held back, that you're not touching the item, and then also avoid touching the inside of the wrapper. It's really, really simple, but it helps us keep things sterile. So, COVID-19 has affected all of us in a big way. It has had a huge impact on the entire world. And for me specifically, it means staying at home because of previous health conditions. It means not going out literally at all, staying home, and just everything, being more careful with things that get sanitized and just sanitizing everything and everything like that. As far as my online learning experience, I think it's been pretty great. I've been able to keep my grades up, luckily, thank God. But call me old school, I personally do prefer going to school in person and learning from a teacher. I just think it's a lot easier to learn content, and I just learn better that way. I still do want to go into healthcare, because what I want to do is I want to be a child life specialist, which just deals with helping kids cope with the current illnesses they're going through, or what's gonna, like, for example, if they're gonna have an MRI, what that is for them. So I still want to go into healthcare because I think I would be able to, contribute and help them understand what's happening. And yeah. And then some precautions that I think should definitely go into place next year. To be honest, I think we should still be online as long as there's no real, cure or vaccine for this. I think maybe it's better safe than sorry and just, stay home. But if we were to go back to, go to school and start using the classrooms, definitely, constant hand washing be required. 6 feet, maybe one desk empty, one person, and then, alternating every other desk, have someone sit. And then definitely limit the number of people in a classroom, and just things like that. And then a message for everyone for the summer. I hope everyone has a great summer. I hope everyone stays safe. And yeah. See you next year.